Hello, Internet. You know, sometimes I just kind of get the urge to chat with you guys, and I sit down and I don't really even know exactly what my topic is, but it doesn't seem to matter because I just feel like I have things that I would like to share. Um, my last video I posted about a week ago, and that was after I received the latest news that my cancer is looking better after the last couple of months of chemotherapy. So I'm obviously very happy about that. Um, but you know, one thing I've learned since the beginning of my treatments, which goes all the way back to November of 2022, is that it affects my mental state also. Um, you know, chemotherapy, cancer treatment does a lot to your body physically, biologically, chemically, and of course, some of that affects your brain function, and some of it just affects moods and emotions. If you look it up, of course, you know, there's so much subjectivity to all that, but I just felt like I wanted to share with you guys some of the other struggles that I've had since I've been going through all of this the last 21 months now. You know, it's been a battle of the mind, and I think I did do a video. Actually, I know I did put up a video many months ago. I think it was called Anxiety, Anger, and Depression or something like that. And I really felt like I wanted to revisit that topic simply because during this last week, I have been kind of assailed again by, this time I would call it depression. And just because I like to be honest with you guys about what's going on, and I also like to just be real and not always paint a picture that is just, you know, rainbows and unicorns. Not that there have been a lot of rainbows and unicorns, but the fact is, I have been through so many mental and emotional ups and downs since all this started. As most of you know, this hasn't, for me, the last 21 months hasn't just been about cancer. I had endocarditis. I had a total colectomy, which led to an ileostomy, which means that I have a stoma. That means that my small intestine the output goes into a bag that's attached to my abdomen. I wore a urinary catheter for many months last year. Didn't get rid of that until about Christmas time. And as I've talked about before, everything is sort of interrelated. Yes, cancer, colon cancer is the big thing, but the endocarditis, obviously the colectomy, even my urological issues, my eventual mitral valve replacement surgery, all of these things don't happen by themselves. They've all been connected to issues, side effects, complications that began with my cancer itself. That's why I guess I can understand a lot of times when you read in the newspaper, somebody died from complications of cancer. You know, just a couple weeks ago, Shannon Doherty, is that how you pronounce her last name? Doherty. She was in Beverly Hills 90210. She's kind of from our generation, those of you who are roughly my age. She had stage 4 breast cancer, but ended up dying due to metastatic development. She had a brain tumor, and that's what eventually got her. So the point being, you know, a lot of times when people die, pass away, eventually succumb to the fight with cancer, it's not the cancer, the original cancer itself. It's due to all of the complications, the surrounding factors, the domino effects that occur. First cause is the cancer, but then there's many different effects of that. So I guess that's what I'm learning, as I move now towards the anniversary. Halloween will be my 2-year anniversary since my diagnosis, and I have learned so much about just the mental, emotional toll, relationship, with friends and family, because sometimes I don't really know how to explain what's going on, and sometimes I don't want to show what's going on because I don't want people to worry about me, and I don't want to complain, and I don't want to be Debbie Downer, and so I will bottle things up. I mentioned this retreat that I'm going to be going to in September. It's called a group called Man Up to Cancer. And one of the reasons why this guy, Trevor Maxwell is his name, why he started it was because he said he discovered in his own stage 4 colon cancer journey that the mental, emotional sides of the disease were just as hard as the physical, because unlike me, he is a husband and a father, but he found that he had to bottle up a lot of the things that he was feeling and experiencing because he didn't want to burden his loved ones. And I have felt the same way. I've opened up with my brothers and sisters-in-law, some friends, my parents, but it's always really tough just because I don't want to complain and I don't want to be, down in the dumps. And so there's times when I get into a mood, quote unquote, and I don't know what to do with it because, I don't feel like faking it. I don't feel like being doop-de-doo, zippity-doo-dah. Because basically I just want to crawl under a rock for a couple of days. Sometimes it really is, I think, the effects of the drugs that are just like doing weird things biochemically in my mind. But then also, honestly, sometimes it really is just like this wave of awareness of what's happening to me and what I'm going through and what it means for my future. What it means for next month and 6 months from now and next year. And, it is depressing sometimes when I think, okay, I can't really count on 2026. Maybe I'll be fortunate and blessed to make it, but, we all like to think about our future. We like to have a 2-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan. Of course, we're thinking about our retirement and our future. And then sometimes I just realize, well, maybe I don't have a future. And I know I'm supposed to be positive. And I think most of you know, and most of my family and friends know that I do spend most of my time, let's say 80% of my time in a positive frame of mind, but the other maybe 15 to 20%, I can sort of go down a rabbit hole of woe is me-ism and just feeling, frankly, kind of sorry for myself that my life is coming to an end, or it might be, and that I can't make the plans that I want to make. And that takes me sometimes a day or 2 or 3 to sort of get out of it. And then I kind of rebound. But the reason I'm just sitting down and talking this way is because I've kind of had that going on the last 2 or 3 days. And I just thought, well, maybe it would be therapeutic for me to sit and talk about it. So many of you who watch these videos, you pray for me, you sincerely care. And so I just wanted you to know that that's going on. A lot of you also know we've got an Olympian in our family. The Olympics just started, and we have an Olympic swimmer, my niece, the daughter of my brother and sister-in-law. I'm house sitting for them right now and watching their beasts. In fact, I'm watching, Regan is my niece, the swimmer, Regan Smith, and I'm watching her cat, who is here with us. She's been here for a few months because Regan has been all over the place. She was in Tempe, and then she was in Austin, and then she was in Croatia. She was in Indianapolis for the Olympic trials. And so we've been looking after her cat named Rue. But the reason I bring that up, we love Regan, and of course we're rooting for her, and she's under a lot of pressure, and it's, you know, it's quite a lot to be a world record holder and to be swimming events for gold medals or silver or bronze, whatever happens in the Olympics during this coming week. So for our whole family, it's just kind of a time. We're very excited, but it's also quite stressful. But the reason I bring that up is because when I was first diagnosed, I wondered if I would ever get to see her swim in Paris. Of course, you know, 21 months ago, we knew that the Paris Olympics would be happening in the summer of 2024. But I remember one of the first things I thought of was, am I going to be around for that? So I am actually very, very grateful that I'm here. And even though it's kind of a stressful week as we watch Regan participate and go for the gold, so to speak, I feel like I'm just very blessed and very fortunate to be a part of her cheering section. So, and I didn't know if I was going to be around for that. My parents, you know, are in their 80s, and I had always seen myself as one who would be able to care for them, take care of them, look after them. And now here we are taking care of each other, you know. So there's just a lot of changes and a lot of things where, okay, if I'm in the right mood, it's okay, but if I get into kind of a down and depressed mood, it can seem just really overwhelming to me as I look towards the future. So I wanted to share that with you guys because, again, I feel like those of you who watch these videos, it's a inner circle of you. You know, there's some people on the periphery, but by and large, the people who are watching these videos are people who have been part of my life. In fact, you've been a very inner circle kind of part of my life, some of you, a lot of you. And so I just feel like it's, you know, it's good for me to come to you and let you know how I'm doing, because I think you know me, you understand the way I'm wired. And I know that you don't just say, oh, I'll pray for you. I know that a lot of you guys you're serious about your relationship with God, about you have a serious faith walk, and you are really doing battle with me. And that means, gosh, as I say almost every video, that means just more than I can ever express. So 14 minutes is enough. I usually try to keep these videos shorter than this, but that's all I have for you right now. And thanks again for being a part of the team. Love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.